Okay, this is the other part for the story, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and we continue with the chapter 3, The Friend. There is nothing in the world as important as youth. As they entered the house, they saw Dorian Gray. He was sitting by the window and turning some pages of music. You must lend me this music, Basil, he said. Then he turned and saw Lord Henry. Oh, I'm sorry, Basil, I didn't realize. Dorian, this is Lord Henry, said Basil. He's an old friend of mine. Dorian Gray shook hands with Lord Henry, and while he talked, Lord Henry studied the young man. Yes, he was very good-looking indeed, with his bright blue eyes and his gold hair. He had an open, honest face. There were no dark secrets in that face. Lord Henry could understand Basil's feelings for him. Basil was getting his paints ready. Now he looked at Lord Henry. Harry, he said, I want to finish this portrait of Dorian today. I'm afraid I must ask you to go away. Lord Henry smiled and looked at Dorian Gray. Should I go, Mr. Gray? He asked. Oh, please don't leave, Lord Henry. Basil never talks when he's painting, and it's so boring. Please stay. I'd like you to talk to me. Well, Basil? Lord Henry asked. The artist bit his lip. Very well, Harry, stay, if you must. While Basil painted, Lord Henry talked, and the young man listened. The words filled Dorian's head like music, wild, exciting music. What a beautiful voice Lord Henry has, he thought. They are only words, but how terrible they are, how bright and dangerous. You cannot escape from words. Dorian began to understand things about himself that he had never understood before. Why had he never seen himself so clearly, he wondered. Lord Henry watched Dorian and smiled. He knew when to speak and when to be silent. He felt very interested in this young man with his wonderful face. Later they walked in the garden together, while Basil worked at the portrait. The rich scent of the flowers was all around them. Dorian looked at the older man and wondered about him. He was tall, with a thin dark face and cool white hands. Dorian liked him, but why did he feel a little afraid of him? You must come out on the sun, Mr. Gray, said Lord Henry. A brown skin isn't fashionable, and it won't suit you. Oh, it doesn't matter, laughed Dorian. But it should matter to you, Mr. Gray. Why? Asked Dorian. Because you're young, and being young is wonderful. Ah, you smile. You don't think so now, but one day you'll understand what I mean. When you're old and tired and no longer beautiful. You have a wonderfully beautiful face, Mr. Gray. It's true. Don't shake your head at me. And there's nothing more important, more valuable than beauty. Sorry for my mistakes. When your yacht goes, your beauty will go with it. Then you'll suddenly discover that your life is empty. There will be nothing to enjoy, nothing to hope for. Time is your enemy, Mr. Gray. It will steal everything from you. People are afraid of themselves today, afraid to live. But you, with your face and your yacht, there's nothing that you cannot do. You must live the wonderful life that is in you. We can never be young again. Youth, I don't know if it's youth or youth, sorry. Youth. There is nothing in the world as important as youth. Dorian Gray listened and wondered. New ideas filled his head. He felt strange, different. At the moment, Basil called them from the house. Lord Henry turned to Dorian. "You're happy that you met me, Mr. Gray," he said. "Yes, I'm happy now." "Will I always be happy, I wonder?" "Always," Lord Henry smiled. "What a terrible word. Women use it too much often. What does it mean? It's today that is important?" And this is a picture of Dorian, and I think it is Lord Henry. And it says, when your youth goes, your beauty will go with it," said Lord Henry. Feel free to correct me. Sorry for if my pronunciation is wrong. This is the word that I was trying to say. Let me check this one. Okay. Chapter 4. In the house, Basil Hallward stood in front of the portrait of Dorian Gray. "It's finished," he said. He wrote his name in the corner of the picture. Lord Henry studied the picture carefully. "Yes," he said. "It's your best work. It's excellent, Mr. Gray. Come and look at yourself." Dorian looked at the picture for a long time. He smiled as he saw his beautiful face in front of him, and for a moment he felt happy. But when he remembered Lord Henry's words, "How long," he thought, "will I look like the picture? How long will I look at the picture? Time will steal my beauty from me. I will grow old, but the picture will always be young." And his heart grew cold with fear. "Don't you like it, Dorian?" asked Basil at last. "Of course he likes it," said Lord Henry. "It's a very fine work of art. I'd like to buy it myself." "It's not mine to sell, Harry. The picture is Dorian's." "I wish," cried Dorian suddenly, "I wish that I could always stay young and that the picture could grow old." Lord Henry laughed. "I don't think you would like that, Basil, would you?" "No, I wouldn't like it at all," agreed Basil with a smile. Dorian turned his face and red and angry. "Yes, you like your art better than your friends," he said to Basil. "How long will you like me?" "Only while I'm beautiful, I suppose. Lord Henry is right. Youth is the most important thing in the world. Oh, why did you paint this picture? Why should it stay young while I grow old? I wish the picture could change, and I could stay as I am. I would give anything, yes, anything for that." He hid his face in his hands. "Dorian, Dorian," said Basil unhappily. Don't talk like that. You're my dearest friend." He turned to Lord Henry. "What have you been teaching him?" he asked angrily. "Why didn't you go away when I asked you?" Lord Henry smiled. "It's the real Dorian Gray, that's all." Basil turned and walked quickly over the portrait. "It's my best work, but now I hate it. I will destroy it now, before it destroys our friendship." He picked up a long knife. And here's Dorian. "I wish that I could always stay young and that the picture could grow old," cried Dorian. It's a really short version, this one. But Dorian was there before him. "No, Basil, don't. You can't destroy it. That would be murder." "So," said Basil coldly, "you've decided that you like the portrait after all." "Like it?" said Dorian. "I'm in love with it. I cannot live without it." Later, during tea, Lord Henry invited Basil and Dorian to go with him to the theatre that night. Basil refused, but Dorian was happy to accept. "Stay and have dinner with me, Dorian," said Basil. "But no, Dorian preferred to go to the theatre with Lord Henry. As the door closed behind Dorian and Lord Henry, Basil turned back to the picture. "I shall stay here with the real Dorian Gray," he said sadly to himself. Okay, we'll continue with the other chapters in another video. Have a good one. And don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my social media. Bye.